Hello, this is Tom and Chris, those film guys, and welcome to the third instalment of the Batmarathon. We are going to review Tim Burton's second outing as director of Batman in Batman Returns. And to start with, general opinions.
I still really like this film. I don't think I like it as much as his original, because this one did seem, as we said last week, a lot more style over substance when compared to the first.
Yeah.
The first felt like a Batman film. This just felt like Tim Burton's image plastered onto the title of a Batman film.
Okay. I'm gonna have to say I did not like this at all. I liked it far less than I liked 1989 Tim Burton Batman, and I didn't like that film. The reason is because this is what I want to sort of link it into the tone. Its tone, I find there is a sharp increase in, well, not a sharp increase in silliness, and this is where it starts to become the campy Batman that you'll see in the Joel Schumacher films, and this is where it all started, and it's silly, over the top, and to be honest, people complain it's dark. It's not very dark, it's just looks dark.
It's darker than the 89, I think there's what people were saying, because kids could go and see the original one and, you know, not be put off by it, but this one, what with the Penguin's appearance and the whole thing with Selena Kyle being killed and brought back, it did have a lot of, like, a darker edge to it than the original.
Yeah, but
this was partly due to, because the original was so successful at the box office, Tim Burton was called back and given complete creative control.
Bad decision. Completely bad decision. Tim Burton does very, very over the top in style films, and that's his sort of style. So I'm not going to take that away from him.
It's a lot sillier than the 89, but it still reined back when you compare it to Forever and Robin.
But this is where it all started. This is where it started to go down the pan. This is the antithesis. Like it's not. To be honest, everything about it is silly. Like you're talking about the dark tone of it. It's not particularly that dark.
I think it's dark in image rather than content.
Yeah. That's true. And you know, giving Tim Burton full creative control, I find, for a Batman film, not for any other film, okay, fine. It is his style, but for a Batman film that needs to be somewhat grounded in a reality or a universe that's parallels our own, this became too silly for its own good, and it's off-putting, and I really don't really feel that this is one of Tim Burton's worst films he's ever made.
Oh, I don't know if I'd go that far, especially when you compare it to some of his more recent films. They're just awful. But I will agree that I think that your review from 89 has kind of skewed my view on this one when I rewatched it last night. But it is a lot of style over substance, and that was really noticeable in Batman Returns.
It is all style, no substance, and you can really tell. And that they needed a better writer on this, because everything just they needed someone there to say to Burton, all right, you can do what you want, but you have to do it within these parameters. You can't go over, you can't go under, you have to do it within these parameters. You can't go too silly, but you can't go too dark. Someone needed to sort of tell him that, because he goes far too silly with some penguins.
Yeah.
And it's a bad mix of Tim Burton trying to tell a story and failing, and trying to tell a Batman story and failing, and trying to put his own stamp, his own style over it, and it doesn't work.
In terms of the image, it is very good. The look of it is still great. It feels like Gotham City, and I actually quite like the look of the new characters in it. So it's just the content. The content is what was lacking in this film. But if you're looking at it from a pure aesthetic outlook, it is still very good.
Yeah, I mean, the style, the way that Gotham looks is still the same, and I like that from the first Tim Burton's first Batman film, and it's very much the same here. But I just feel the same problems occur from 1989 Batman to here, but they're worse. They're worse here than they were in the 89 one. And that's what I feel. There is no story progression here. There is nothing remotely likable about this apart from the look and how it feels, and how everything looks. It's style over substance, and that's it. There is nothing else here.
So with that line in place, do you think we should probably move on to the character of Batman and Bruce Wayne again? Because I think we deserve to talk about him after the 1989 one as well.
Yes, I think I've blabbered on enough.
No, I think it was just moving on from the whole style over substance.
Yeah, okay.
From a character that needs substance.
The character that needs substance hasn't got any. He is bland, uninteresting, boring, and for the most part doesn't do anything. He is just there to fight crime and there to just sort of... Because, hey, Tim Burton thought, oh, wait, damn, it's a Batman film. I need Batman now. Just, okay, throw him in there. Doesn't have to make sense, but he's there. He can be in the background. He doesn't do anything. He is unlikable. More unlikable. Like, okay, Michael Keaton's Batman, I liked. It was okay. Here, it doesn't work. Because the character has no substance, it's like seeing the same boring, bland performance again, and it's tiresome.
Michael Keaton is still my favourite Batman, but I will agree in this film, as I was watching it, I was like, is Batman going to show up anytime soon? And I think it's about the half-hour mark before Batman shows up, and he just has a short fight with the circus troupe, and then he goes off, and then we focus on the villain some more. And in a Batman sequel, you can hold off from showing Batman in the first film for a little while, because it's not an origin story, but it's the original that has to be built up. But in the second one, you really have to start off with the hero there from the get-go.
Yeah.
And I just felt that, arguably like 89, the film focused more on the villains rather than the title character, Batman. Yeah. And that's more noticeable here than it was in the other one. Yeah.
This is the same problem I had with the 89. It's ramped up more in this one, because in 89 they focused far too much on the Joker for my taste and for my liking. In a Batman film, I want to see Batman. In a film called Batman Returns, I want to see more Batman. I want Batman. His name is in the title. If he's not in it very much, it's not a Batman movie. And he is hard. It's the same problem. Too much focus goes onto the villains, but he is just, he's so bland, and there is no depth to his character. I mean, this could have been the perfect opportunity to add some emotional weight to his character, to get Michael Keaton to, do what he's been paid and act, and it could have been the perfect perfect opportunity to sort of give us more about his character. Why he's actually Batman. Why did he become Batman in the first place? That was never explained in Tim Burton's first Batman film. It's not explained here. And Batman is just completely boring. I'd rather not had him in the film at all. He's that unimportant to what's going on.
That's true, but I think the bigger focus in this film, certainly more so than 89, on the flip side, you had more Batman in that one, not in this one.
Yeah.
I do think that Bruce Wayne is given a little more emotion in this one, especially, we'll get into this later obviously, but with the Selina Kyle character. And I think the scenes with Bruce Wayne in this film are way better than the scenes with Bruce Wayne in 89. And the dialogue in these scenes is really good. But on the other side of Batman, in a film called Batman Returns, he has to be a prominent character in the narrative.
Batman, the title of the film, is something I want to address as well. Batman Returns. Returns implies he's gone and he's come back. In the film, he's there. He's always been there. He hasn't left. He hasn't come back. Perhaps they were thinking, oh, this is it. It's a returns, as in Batman returns to the screen.
That's what I think it was.
But then what? No, Tim. No, just no. That is. Please call it something better. Returns implies to an audience member. He's left and how good would that have been had he left to be with Vicky Vale? Then Penguin comes. He's had to leave Vicky, come back, don the costume on again. Returns. He returns. He doesn't return in this film, and I know that's like a really, really sort of small thing to get angry over, but it implies something bigger than what's in the film.
I think it was the fact that it had been 3 years since 89 and everyone loved that film, so I think it was just saying, a big triumphant fanfare, Batman is returning to the screen. I think that's where the title came from, to be honest.
I hate the title, and that's a stupid thing to get to get annoyed over, but I can't help it. It implies something bigger than it is. So, that's my piece on Batman. Batman Returns, the title. To the Penguin, in terms of villains, we're on to Penguin.